for bait, we are using just pieces of soap. Not super big. Alright, we're back out here at the river. I'm gonna stay on my houseboat tonight. The weather has turned super cold. We're gonna have like a record cold, so it's gonna be down in the 20s, I believe, tonight. So extra cold for us. We're not used to it. It was 80 degrees Saturday. Gonna do a little fishing, bush hooking. Might do a little hunting, I'm not sure. The wind, this extra strong wind is gonna make it a little tough. And speaking of wind, we've had this tree. All right, so we've had this dead tree. You can maybe see it up there. It had fell down and it was just resting on this other tree. And it's actually the reason I scooted my houseboat back to where it's at now. Because I wanted to get it far enough away, and when it does fall, that doesn't happen, that stuff doesn't hit it. So great success there. We were actually, me and Scott were just talking about maybe we could throw a rope up into this part and maybe pull some of it down, but I guess it took care of itself. It just split and somehow didn't tear up anything, but it landed square on Scott's little campfire grill. So rip grill. All right, so that's really a good thing. So we hang out right here. We got our fire pit, and I typically sit right here, and I'm just staring at this tree the whole time, wondering when it's gonna fall and take us out. So we didn't want to like try cutting it because I felt like somebody would just get hurt, you know. It was leaning against this tree. I'm not even sure how you would go about doing that. But yeah, so that's a good deal. Let me get all my stuff unloaded. So Power Urus wanted to send us one of their lithium batteries to try out, which is going to work out great because we need one for our diesel heater this winter. This is their 100 amp hour. So rather than hook this to the solar system, I'll just have this battery up front hooked to the diesel heater, and then the other battery will run everything else. So that way we'll have a dedicated battery for the diesel heater, and we'll always have heat no matter what. All right, here's the diesel heater setup. If you don't know what these are, it burns diesel and heats up this radiator that's in here. Then a fan blows over the radiator and into the whatever you're trying to heat. It's got a little exhaust pipe, and then the intake runs off a 12 volt, and it's super efficient. Just fill it up right there with diesel. I think a tank runs like, I don't know, 8 or 10 hours. I did have this hooked into the wiring that came with this boat, and it just did not have enough voltage to run it. So now that we got this awesome Power Urus lithium battery, we won't have any more issues with that. We'll just shove that up in there and it'll be out of the way. It'll almost run you out. It'll get so warm in here. So once this gets going, I'll show you all that. 50 degrees in here. All right, it's been running about 10 minutes. It's back up to 57 degrees, so it's pretty comfortable in here. I think it's a little warmer. All right, so the houseboats are just over there. We've been having this issue where some people will come and they'll kind of just come hang out and have a little campfire and leave all their beer bottles and trash right there. They've done it in several places now. We probably found 3 or 4. So I'm not sure if I should just wave them down and like, hey guys, can you just pick up your stuff? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I confront these people? If you're doing this and you're watching the videos, just please pick up your stuff. You know, I'm not sure what to do about it though. It's kind of bugging me because we try to clean up as much trash as we can, and then we just have people coming around and just junking up like quicker than we can clean up, you know. So a little aggravating, but just was curious to what y'all thought about it. We're gonna put out some bush hooks now. So for bait, we are using just pieces of soap. All right, so my soap is too hard to put on the hook. Guess it's just a little too old, but Mossy Head Bait Company sent me some of these bait wraps over the summer, and I kind of forgot about them, to be honest. I used them one time and I did it the wrong way, but these are the cat wraps. They're like a little net deal. Hopefully y'all can see that. So you put your bait in there and hook it, and then it'll keep the fish from stealing your bait so bad. So let me try that. Got our soap. And just hook it through and just wrap it up a bunch, and then bada bing, just like that. Got all my bush hooks set out. Ended up putting every one of them but my big one out. Haven't done bush hooks on this boat yet, but man, with the trolling motor up here, and I can just stand right up front, have all my bait right here, and then just troll around in here and put them out. That's as easy as I've ever done bush hooks. So I may start doing them more, but I do have a mission I need to take care of. I have lost my my long carbon fiber pole. I remember the last video I did with it. I haven't messed with it since, so I'm assuming it's in the woods in that area. So what I'm gonna do is go get a few things, get a backpack set up, and I'm just gonna walk that same route again. Hopefully I can find it. See, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. We'll just just throw your bottles anywhere, dude. Find them. This is ridiculous, you know. I feel like an old grouch, but we already have enough people trying to find excuses to take our public land away from us, and people doing this stuff is just adding fuel to the fire, in my opinion. Alright, I remember filming this with it and I walked that way, so I'm not going to film all this, but if I find it I'll update it, or if I see something cool. Look how big them things are. No luck yet. I'm just kind of tracing my steps back. I think I need to head this way. All right, no luck finding my camera mount. That's okay though. Ran up river just a little bit just to hang out for a second. And as soon as I cut the motor off, I heard some pigs squealing, so I'm gonna sneak up in here and see if I can stalk them. I don't have my bow or anything, but it'll just be some good video. Okay, that's wild. Never had that happen either. Typically they just bolt, but I think she was laying in this super thick stuff, and the winds, I'm kind of walking into the winds, so had that going for me when I stepped on a stick, and that's what got her up. I don't even think if I had my bow I could have got a shot, because she was looking at me the whole time, but I just stayed perfectly still. And then I believe the wind changed and she winded me. All right, well, I wanted to walk out here anyway to check out this spot, see if it was a good place to hunt. It looks cool, you know, nice and open, but it's all swamp. It's just dry right now, so not a good spot. So I'm heading back to the boat. Probably a 40-minute walk back. The sun is right there, so it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a cold ride back, but we'll make it back. It is really pretty back in here though. All right, back at camp. Saw that deer, and I spooked a big old hog right there at the river. So that was kind of cool. The deer video should be pretty neat. But just left the diesel heater on the lowest settings, and it was at 3/4, and it's about half now. And it is incredibly windy. You can see the wind kind of blowing the water out there. But anyways, it's super toasty in here, 64 degrees. All right, cooked up some steak and fried onions as usual. I typically do that just because it's easy. I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff. I just buy one onion and a pack of steaks, and then just cook it real quick. Just don't like bringing a ton of stuff out here, like bread and all that. So I'm gonna eat real quick. It's getting dark. Probably wait till about 8 o'clock to check those bush hooks. That's usually when it's best time, and then we'll check them in the morning. All right, let's go check these bush hooks. Nothing on that one. Still got bait. No fishes. Alright, I'm just gonna cruise by the rest of them. Those Mossy Head Bait Company nets seem to be working really good. Keeping the soap on there. Still kind of early too. I thought it was a lot colder outside. It's really not that bad right now, so we'll just cruise these. May do it one more time before I go to bed. I'm kind of ready to go to bed though, so I may not do it one more time. I probably walked 4 miles today. Still got bait on everything, and Yeah, we can check it in the morning. Well, I think I finally got the houseboat kind of where I want it. Got a nice futon in here, super comfortable. Diesel heater's working good, and we got the refrigerator with the Vitoman power bank running that, and we got the Starlink now. I mean, got a good size air conditioner in here now. I did order another generator. I'm going to run the same size as the other one. I'm going to run those in parallel. The power bank charges at like 1500 watts, which is crazy. But what I want to do throughout the winter is just run the refrigerator and the Starlink off the power bank. It's like, I don't know, 20 hours of runtime, 15-20 hours, and then just charge. It only takes an hour to charge. Just run the generator for an hour and charge it back up. So I just don't want to run the generator all day like I have been doing. Right, it's Tuesday morning and it's really cold, 29 degrees. Pretty cool that I get to stay out here for that. Not quite as cool as my snow video. I don't know if you guys watched that, but back in January it snowed 8 inches out here. I'll put it in a little snippet of that, and it was so crazy. Everything out here was white. Probably like one of my favorite experiences ever. So if you want to go check that video out, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'll put a link somewhere. But yeah, I didn't really bring enough clothes to be boating riding in this stuff, so I'm gonna just hang out until it warms up a little bit. Then I'll go check my lines, and I might go do a little bow hunting. I'm not sure yet. I just don't really think the deer are gonna be moving with it being this cold. Alright, did a little reorganizing in here so I could set my little cook station up. I kind of like it. It looks a little better. I want to probably clean up before I leave today. I want to go for a little walk and get warmed up. Man, it's just got windy again and it's cold, so just not very motivated to get out there in it. But I'm gonna go for a little walk, just walk to the end of our island and back, and then I'm gonna go check those bush hooks. Just walk down to the river. I always talk about or try to mention the river level in the videos, because we do have like such a big swing from the low to the high. Right now we're in a severe drought, so super bad, worst I've ever seen. An example of how bad it is, see where the river is now. Normally this time of year the water would be either up to here, or it could be all the way up to over there. So you see that kind of ridge there, and you can see where the roof of my houseboat is. So I mean, it would be, if the houseboat didn't rise with the river, it would be almost over the houseboat. So that's kind of what's going on right now. That's why me and Scott have got the mud motor boats now, just so we can come out here. Skylar's been coming out, but he's had to put in one boat ramp down, which is 2 or 3 miles down, and then idle all the way up with his motor kind of trimmed most of the way up. So it's been pretty tough getting around. The mud motors make it a lot of fun, but I am ready for the river to come up. It's just especially for duck season. I don't think I'm gonna duck hunt quite so hard this year, but it's just we need more water, you know, in the backwaters, which is the water off of the river, the little creeks and stuff. That's where most of the ducks like around the river, and we just don't have it right now. I did a bunch of walking yesterday, and there's the occasional little pool, but man, there's just not much going on as far as water. But I'm just gonna walk to the end of our little island. I don't know that I've ever have, so I'm gonna see what's going on. All right, let's go check the bush hooks real quick. I looked at a few of them on my walk, and it doesn't look like much is going on, but we need to get them up anyway. And the wind is picked back up, unfortunately, so I'm not gonna try bow hunting. I didn't bring enough clothes to be sitting up in a tree anyway, so, with it being this cold. I feel like the deer would just be bedded down like that one we jumped yesterday, so that'll be all right. We'll hit it again this weekend. All right, we got something here. It's not super big. Look at that. That's a decent little channel, I think. That's a blue cat, excuse me. Caught it on soap too, with the Mossy Head Bait Company little net bag. That worked good. Still plenty of soap. Still got bait on this one too. That's pretty cool. Might have should have waited a little longer before I checked them, but one catfish, pretty decent, but I'm just gonna let him go, let him fight another day. We'll catch him again when he gets bigger. All right, I'm gonna go inside and warm up for just a little bit, and then I want to go check something out. Alright, this is what I'm talking about with the river being as low as it is. And we're hitting with the trolling motor right here. So we just got this little narrow channel. I'm gonna try and troll down here to the sandbar. You can see the edge of this little underwater sandbar. Look at all those bubbles. Hopefully y'all can see that better than I can. And hopefully my camera's still sealed up good. Alright, that's what I picked up here. Well, it's starting to warm up now. I'm kind of hot. Well, I'm going to head back to the houseboat and see what I'm going to do. Been wanting to clean up this old campsite for a while. We actually found this when we moved the houseboat over here. So it was pretty fresh back then. It's been over a year now, so it's time to go. Time for it to go. This little primitive setup. Check that out, another chair. We'll use that at camp. Alright, got everything but the concrete blocks and the burn barrel. Just the burn barrel wouldn't make it down here. It's full of crap, and I'm not throwing those blocks in the garbage can. So what do you guys think this is? It was up there. Super heavy. Stainless steel. I was thinking maybe like a exhaust cover for a piece of equipment or something. Got a good chair out of the deal. That tent might be alright, but it's going in the garbage. And that tarp was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Got a bunch of trash off the river. Well, that was a fun trip. Got to stay on the houseboat. Got a ton down on it. Got the heater fixed and some other stuff sorted out. Got it cleaned up, and did some cleanup on the river and did some catfishing. So that was pretty cool. You guys make sure to check out our sponsors in the description if you're interested in any of that stuff. And we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.